the middle of September, and it's 2017, and I haven't been telling the girl the story since we came back from holidays. So we're going to have to make up a new story. But years ago, Dickie he borrowed a horse from a man, a little small pony in Trapping.
A baby?
No, it was a little pony.
A real pony?
Yeah, a real pony, yeah.
Well, it's a grown pony or a baby pony?
No, it was a big pony. I was actually, sorry, I'm thinking about years ago, Dickie, he borrowed a little kind of, lass.
What's an ass?
Like a kind of donkey. And he borrowed an ass and cart from this man, and the cart basically was like a trailer. And the poor little old ass would pull that along, and he'd work. Sure, the old ass would be he'd be stubborn, but when he got on your side, he'd do loads of work for you. So Dickie was drawing sticks from down the Byrie bog, and he was coming up back home, and as he was coming, it was getting dark, and he kept going on. He was trying to get back before it got real dark, and it was going on for another 20 minutes, and it got dark real quick. It got dark real quick in the winter's evenings. So it was around 10 to 5, something like that. And he said, "Jeez, now we're going to be dark now, getting home, get off the road." And he said he had about half an hour left before he got home, and he knew where he was going. He said he was coming up by the bridges there in the Byrie, and up by where Darlene Carr lives, and back up. No, it's not scary at all. And next minute, then the old ass stopped on the road, and Dickie got off the thing, and he said, "Oh, this old clown, will you just get going, will you?" He said, "It's getting late now." He said, "Will you hurry up? Stop." Now, the last time he'd stop, giving a kick in the arse, or he'd whisper in his ear or something, he'd go on. So Dickie waited anyway, and then he was giving a slap in the arse. "Come on." And no way the ass would go. He got up and was down again off the old cart, and said to the ass, "Come on now." No. Now Dickie had sugar and all in his pocket, a little bit of sugar he brought with him. Gave him to the ass, tried to walk ahead of the ass, kind of shook him in front of him. The ass would not budge. So Dickie grabbed the old tackling out the ass, and he just started to pull him, and the ass put his four legs, he was like they were stuck to the ground. He would not budge. He went round the back of him, and he tried to push his arse, lead his shoulder against his arse. Now Dickie was a strong man, but would the ass move? No. I said, "What in the name of Jesus is going on with his ass? Why is wrong with him?" So he tried, and he tried, and he tried, and he tried, and he tried.
But was he breathing?
He was breathing, and any time Dickie tried to pull him, the ass would turn the head around, and at the end of it, the ass just turn around the road and face back the other way. And Dickie says, "No, it's dark, pitch dark now." And there was no lights there back then, and Dickie wouldn't have had a torch or a match or anything. And I said, "Yes, the ass does not want to go." So I said, "Right." He was raging, and he had to go all the way back up through, he said, I think it was back up through Ballyedmond, all along there, the main road, back down through Wells, all the way back down to Kilmuckridge, and back up home the other way. And he got in, and he was about 3.5 hours late, and Granny was waiting for him. And Granny said, "What in the name of Jesus kept you?" He said, "That man that was down home, the ass said he was down, wondering where he was, thought you'd gone off on him, or the ass had died or something." And he said, "No." He said, "I went to the bridge, to the Byrie bridges, and no way could I get that ass to go any further. He stopped, and he would not budge, and eventually he turned around." And Granny says, "That ass didn't want to go that way." I said, "I know he didn't want to go that way." And Granny says, "No, that ass didn't want to go that way." I said, "What do you mean?" She says. Says, "You wait now till the morning." So next morning came, Granny says, "Dickie, come on." So he brought the ass back to the neighbour, and Granny says, "Come on, So Granny and Dickie had 2 bikes, and they cycled up to the bridges, up to the Boyery bridges. And when they got to the Boyery bridges, here were the guards and all there. And back then you wouldn't see guards too much on the road, and there was even army men there. And they were saying, "What's going on?" And then Granny went up to the lads and said, "What's happening here, lads?" He said, "Oh, last night I said that there was an unexploded bomb here from the war, and it landed there, and it exploded. And basically they said that if you would have went over that bridge last night, he said whichever way the bomb was on it, the bomb would have blown up, and literally would have blown it sky high. And someone found it that morning." And Nanny took Sticky and says, "Now, there you go," she says. And he goes, "What?" He says, "The ass knew that the bomb was there, and if he knew that he was going to go over the bridge, the old unexploded bomb from the war would have blew you and him up. So the ass saved your life." And then Dickie told it to the guards, were talking to the guards and the army man, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've come across that loads of times." They said, "An ass to be able to, or an old donkey, or a horse to be able to sense danger, to know if there's some danger ahead, and it'd stop." So yeah, so Dickie went on there, and he actually...
How was the bomb there?
I think it was during the war. There was a German plane crashed in the Boyery Bog, and the bombs had been left off, and I think it flowed down the river somehow. It got stuck on the bridge. I'm not sure exactly that part of the story, because I'm only telling the story for the first time, and I swear I'm not making it up. And so yeah, so Dickie went to Clonmuckridge anyway afterwards, and he bought the donkey a loaf of bread and a big bag of sugar and some carrots. And he said that if he ever had a donkey ever again, and the donkey would stop, he said he'd know damn well that the donkey knew there was danger ahead. Oh, that's true now. You'd hear that from a lot of people. The donkey would sense danger. The donkey would be afraid of you, Eppie, wouldn't he, if he met you? He'd sense danger, wouldn't he? Right, so lads, I'm going to sleep.